Hello everybody and welcome back to another speed build. And today's speed build is a longer speed build because I promised you all one. And here it is. It's a cluttered family apartment because we recently got the bunk bed update for Sims, and I've looked at it. I've looked at the bunk beds. They look quite nice. It's a bit of a shame that we can't do as much as the bunk beds as we'd like to. Like, we can do it to make it look visually like we want to, but it won't work, unfortunately. So that's a bit of a shame because I had so many ideas with what I could do with bunk beds, and I'm sure every other simmer out there has an abundance of ideas of what they could do with these bunk beds, but they unfortunately won't work. So I wanted to build a family apartment to make use of the bunk beds, and I'm very happy with how this apartment turned out. When I knew that I wanted to build a family apartment, I didn't know what the family in question would be like. I had no idea for what their occupations would be or how big the family would be. And then when I woke up this morning, I just had ideas come to me, and so I knew I had to write them down, so I jotted some little brief ideas down in my notes app and sort of took those ideas to heart when creating this apartment, and I am so happy with how it turned out. And I think the stories behind this apartment is just absolutely brilliant. So much so that I've decided that this stream, my next stream coming Saturday, will be me live creating the family that will be living in this apartment. So if you would like to come along and watch me stream on Twitch in May, my Twitch is linked both in the description of this video. It's always in the description of my videos, and will be at the end of this video. If you would like to follow me on Twitch, I stream every Saturday at 8 PM GMT if you'd like to come along and watch me. So again, this apartment is very big. I built this apartment. It's the apartment that belonged to Diego Lobo, the 1020 Alto Apartments. And yeah, so it's very big, but I made sure to clutter it up as much as I could. And I think I gave it quite a good amount of clutter, a good amount of lived-inness. So, of course, as we go along, I'll explain, my decisions and stories in this apartment, and I think you'll very much enjoy it. So, I'm working on the kitchen, first of all. This is a very, very big kitchen. I'm just dotting through and putting some clutter in this apartment. Where I put the tea and stuff, there is a coffee maker in this apartment, but you don't see me put that down until the very end because I forget to put it in. So yeah, I just put a whole abundance of clutter. There's also laundry in this apartment. I put a washer and dryer in the kitchen. So, and there's laundry baskets in pretty much every single room except the toddler's room. So if you don't want laundry in your apartment, then you can easily get rid of it. It's easy as pie. Here you can see I'm putting in the washer and dryer here. I would have put a separate utility room, but where the utility room would have been is where I wanted to put a hallway, toilet and sink. This apartment has 3 full bathrooms and that little hallway, WC. Pretty much all the bedrooms have an ensuite. The only bedroom that doesn't have its own ensuite, it has a shared ensuite, is the master bedroom and the toddler's room are a shared ensuite. So, because their bedrooms are right next to each other, because that's where I wanted it to go. And then here you can see I'm just sort of flitting around, putting the clutter to make sure it's all nice and neatly put on the counters. And you see that I completely forgot that those countertops on the rounded counters are completely the wrong colour. I was just thinking it was the lighting. So, but I fixed that. It's fixed. It wasn't fixed in the screenshots, but it has been fixed so that when you download this lot on the gallery, it will be fixed for you. And yeah, there's a separate sort of dining space, of course, because you've only got 3 chairs for the island counter, so I put a separate dining space. And there's a high chair, and I also put a toddler potty in this apartment, so your toddler will have everything they need. It's quite a big table because I imagine this family has guests around. Plus, the eldest daughter has a partner as well. I will go a little bit more into that a little while later. This apartment has room for 2 parents, 2 boys, a teenage daughter, and a toddler daughter. But I'll go more into their stories and what I planned for them when I get to decorating their bedrooms. So I'm just still working on decorating the main living area. I just put a simple, like, cabinets around. Not too much. I was going to put a pot in, like a vase, but then I thought they've got a toddler in this apartment that's probably running wild. It's pretty much running wild most of the time. So I was like, I don't want to put like a big, expensive looking pot. So I just put some smaller kind of pots, and imagine that's probably where they put like cookies or just whatever. So with this apartment, I was unable to delete the fireplace. Like, that was one of the set things for this apartment, is you had to keep the fireplace. So I kind of essentially built this living room around the fireplace. But I'm very happy with how this turned out. And I used the base game couches, and I used the coffee table that I pretty much use all the time at every opportunity, the one from Eco Lifestyle. I used some bookshelves. There are, again, a lot of bookshelves. Well, okay. There's about 3 or 4 bookshelves in this apartment. Okay, actually, maybe not 3 or 4. I can't. There's quite a few. Is what I'll say. Quite a few bookshelves. So that just means that's just because this family needs all those bookshelves. And I didn't really know what else to do with this space. So kind of what I usually do is if I can't think of anything else to do with the space, I either put a bookshelf or I put a plant. That's kind of my motto. This is a small little study area because both parents have quite high profile jobs. The mother, I imagined, is a lawyer, and the father, or the other parent, whoever you want to be the other parent, I pictured is a doctor. So there are 2 separate desks for them to work at. I think I gave the mother a laptop for her to work on, but there's also an empty desk in the bedroom, so you can imagine maybe that's where she works most of the time, and then she'll bring her laptop around the house or whatever to work wherever she wants. But this is more the father's area of work. So yeah, he's a doctor and she's a lawyer. And here's the thing, I don't know their names yet. I've got no idea of what I want their names to be or anything like that. All I just know is the story that I came up for them is just so wonderful. But it's more kind of heavily centered around their teenage daughter and why they are for their teenage daughter. But like I said, when we get to her bedroom, which is coming up quite soon, I will explain her whole story. So I'm just quickly flitting around and putting in the bathrooms now. Pretty much all of the bathrooms are the same-ish. They've got the same, furniture. So there's a small hallway, ish toilet. All the kids have their own sort of ensuite they've only got like showers. They haven't got a tub. The only bathroom with a tub is the one at the very end. And I only put a tub in there because, of course, they've got a toddler. And I thought because that bathroom is right near to the toddler's room, that would just be where it would suit best. And, of course, the bigger bathroom also got a shower as well. It's a very awkwardly built bathroom, but I still like how it turned out. It's a perfect, like, ensuite bathroom for a master bedroom, as well as good enough for the toddler. So yeah, and then I put those mirrors and dot them around in the smaller bathrooms. So we're moving on to the teenager's bedroom now, and my story for the teenager is I had this idea that I wanted a double bed in this room because I imagined that the teenage daughter had a boyfriend. I did say partner, and if you play in this apartment, you can have it for whoever you want. But in my mind, this teenage daughter has got a boyfriend. And with coming with a boyfriend, you've got all of the more grown-up side of relationships. I'd imagine this daughter is 17 years old. And she wants to go to university. She loves to write and she wants to be a journalist. And of course, she's got a boyfriend. And her parents' kind of stance on that is they're very kind of open with it. They're very free with it. They're like, you can do whatever you'd like in your bedroom. You can shut the door and whatever. But if you are doing anything, we would like to be told, so that if anything ever happens, i.e. pregnancy, we would be able to know about it. And the reason why they have this kind of rule is because their eldest daughter was a result of a teen pregnancy. Now, as I explained, the parents have quite high demanding jobs, like being a lawyer and being a doctor. And they did go to school for that, but it was a little bit harder to do because they had a daughter to look after. They had their daughter very young, when they were about 17 years old themselves. And they thankfully had the support of their parents and stuff, which is not safe to say for a lot of other people. And, like, of course they had the support, but it was still very, very hard for them. So their kind of mantra is they don't want to shut their daughter away from that, but they just want to make sure that she's safe with it, is the idea. And I really enjoy that story. I love that story so much. It's just a wonderful show of parenting. So this is the boys' bedroom, the twin boys' bedroom. I'd say these boys are about 12 years old. So they were born slightly more into the parents, like studying. They were still studying a little bit. So it was kind of hard for that as well. And these are just your typical, like, boys. One of them's very much into sport, and the other one's into science. And they're very well-behaved boys. They're very smart. They behave well in school. But at the same time, they are still boys. They do still play some pranks and stuff. They do still have a little bit of misbehaving, but it's not anything completely serious. And they've raised all their children very well, and they're very proud of their children, these parents. And I'd say if they did have a favourite, it would probably be their daughter, but that's mainly because of the relationship and and like what happened with her, as opposed to her being brought up as a teenage pregnancy. But that still doesn't mean they love their children any less. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to describe it. They do love all their children, and they say they don't have a favourite, but I don't know. They just try their best with all of their children, especially their toddler daughter as well, who, because now that parents, they're well established in their careers now. Their toddler daughter is probably about 3 or 4 years old. And because the parents, they're both like high profile jobs, high demand jobs, they're away pretty much all day. So this little girl is pretty much being raised in daycare, but her parents still do the best they can for her. And the little girl, we'll get onto her in a little while. She's not got like a massive backstory yet because she's only a toddler, but I've still given her enough of a backstory to give her like a good enough formulated character. So we're decorating the parents' bedroom now. It's quite a clean bedroom. They keep their bedroom pretty much in order as opposed to the rest of the children's bedroom. Well, the only kind of messy bedroom in this house is the boys' room, but the thing with those boys is the parents have tried to get them to clean up after themselves for ages, and they kind of don't. So they're able to walk around at least. That's their kind of viewpoint, and that actually used to be my viewpoint for a long time, is I can still walk, so long as I've got floor space to walk around, I'm fine. Even though I don't like the way my bedroom looks, and I really should definitely clean it at some point. It looks okay, but then there are of course some areas that are very messy that I don't want to deal with. So I won't go into the details of my own room. So yeah, this is a very kind of clean and orderly, very grown-up bedroom. I don't know what else to say with this bedroom. So again, like I've been saying throughout this video, I adore the backstories of this family. I honestly can't wait to create them or create a sim on Saturday. So like that, because I feel like that will be something that is very, I don't know what to say about that, but I'm so excited for it. That's why I'm lost for words. We'll be moving swiftly on to the toddler's bedroom now. And this toddler, again, I don't know her name yet. I don't know anything about her other than the only thing I know about her is she's very wild. She's a very wild kind of, very bubbly, like, toddler. You know, she loves to run around, she loves to talk to people. She's just absolutely crazy. But, like, in a good way. It's a good kind of crazy. It provides a lot of laughs for the family. And I imagine that this toddler, when she grows up, she'll definitely want to go into, like, sports and fitness, whatever. So I didn't decorate her room very much to reflect that because, like I said, she's still a toddler. So I didn't want to have her personality shine through as much yet. But it's still, like, of course, as she grows up, if you want to reflect the story, you can. It's completely up to you. Yeah, just putting around some extra toys and stuff and making sure I just put enough toys around and make it a nice bedroom. I sized down that little rucksack because I'd like to imagine that's her little bag that she takes with her to daycare every morning. I like doing that, like placing rucksacks and then sizing them down as opposed to fit the Sims that use them. So I usually would keep them full size for teens and then size them down one for children and size them down one more for toddlers. It's a shame that we haven't got enough swatches for them though. I would enjoy more swatches of bags or different types of bags in general because not everybody would probably carry a rucksack to school. Like, for me, when I was in school, I had like a little messenger bag. So it'd be nice if we had more bags to represent all the different bags in the world that people would use. So I'm going back into the main area and just kind of dropping down some extra bits of clutter to suit the family. Make sure to put a fire alarm and a thermometer, and I put a little chore and then I'm just sort of going to walk around in debug to find just some extra clutter pieces. So I hope you enjoyed the speed build. We'll be coming up to the screenshots very soon. Like and subscribe, hit the bell, my Twitch will be coming up, and I will see you next time. Goodbye everybody.